Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I'm just going to start off by saying that I absolutely love this video topic, and I think you guys will too. So I think by now everybody's heard of Second Amendment sanctuary states, right? These are states that have decided that they are only going to enforce their state laws, and they're not going to enforce federal gun control laws within their borders. As a matter of fact, they're not even allowing state officers to assist federal agents in enforcing these laws either. So that's a great concept, great idea. Don't know if it'll hold up in court, but I can still get behind it and I love it. Well, there's one state that has decided to take that entire concept and take it to the moon. I mean, they have taken it as far as they can possibly go. So much so that if somebody in the state attempts to prosecute somebody for one of these federal laws, or somebody assists federal agents in prosecution or something like that, they actually owe restitution to the person being prosecuted for $50,000. And this one actually has a chance of passing. This is unbelievable, and I absolutely love it. So let's talk about HB 1009 today. Now, before we get started, if you're one of the people that watches these videos fairly regularly but hasn't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that subscribe button today. It's free. It only takes a second, but it really helps us spread our message quite a bit. Thumbs up is always appreciated, and that little alarm bell will let you know when new videos come out. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, we're talking about House Bill 1009. This is out of the state of Georgia. This is a very interesting bill. Like I said in the beginning, it does take it to the next level. So what they're doing here is they're trying to stop federal enforcement of these laws from the past, the present, and anything that comes out in the future. And this includes some things that have been now listed as NFA items. So we're talking about things that were banned under the Trump administration. We're talking about things that were recently banned under the Biden administration. None of that stuff would be enforceable by the state in any way, or help provided to the federal government for enforcement in any way. Now, on top of that, any state officer or official that were to provide any type of material support or physical support or assistance to the federal government in enforcing any of these laws in any way would actually see some pretty harsh penalties. So they really do hold people to this new law. On top of that, this law actually does repeal any existing laws within the state that are based on these federal laws. So let me just go ahead and read you some stuff real quick directly from the bill. Now it says here in line 100, this is about 23 pages long, but in line 100 it says, no public officer or employee of this state or any political subdivision thereof shall have the authority to enforce, attempt to enforce, or participate in any way in the enforcement of any federal acts, executive orders, administrative orders, rules, regulations, statutes, or ordinances regarding firearms, accessories, or ammunition. B. No public office, public officer, or employee of this state or any political subdivision thereof shall accede to a request to give material aid or support to the efforts of the order in an enforcement or the implementation of any federal acts, executive orders, administrative orders, rules, regulations, statutes, ordinances regarding firearms, ammunition, and accessories. Now it continues on here with line 110. This is going to be section 1611-184. Any political subdivision or law enforcement agency that employs a law enforcement officer who knowingly violates Code Section 1611-183 while acting under the color of any state or federal law shall be liable to the injured party in an action at lawsuit in equity or other property proceeding for redress, and subject to a civil penalty of $50,000 per occurrence. And then we have B, any person injured under this code section shall have standing to bring action for injunctive relief in the Superior Court of the county where the political subdivision or law enforcement agency is located. Now, in terms of when this would take effect, that's addressed in section 2, where it says, this act shall become effective on July 1st, 2024, and shall be applicable to offenses committed on and after such date. Now, here's the interesting part here. This is going to be the last line in the last section. Section 3, line 168, it says, all laws and parts of laws in conflict with this act are repealed. Now, I love this bill. I think more states should come up with bills like this. It at minimum sends a message that, hey, look, we're not on board with everything that you're doing and you are exceeding your current powers. But the nice thing about this as well is the fact that it covers everything that might happen in the future. So if they say, hey, well, look, we passed universal red flags. Well, not in this state you didn't, because we're not going to recognize that. Now, that's not to say that the federal government and those agencies couldn't just come into the state and enforce them on their own, but the state wouldn't be able to provide any material or physical support. So no vehicles, no office buildings, no rooms, no cell phones, computers, nothing like that would be able to be provided to them as they came to the state to conduct whatever business that they had. And so that would at least put a hamper on things, right? And I think that that, again, is phenomenal. And the fact that you actually hold people accountable who would violate that, I think is also great. And providing some type of restitution to people who have been, injured by those types of laws, I think is also fantastic. So again, this is the best one that I've seen yet, and I really hope it passes. I mean, I know there's going to be opposition, and there's probably going to be a little bit of opposition on both ends of this, but I think if you're going to protect the people of your state, this is one of the ways that you can do that. So good on Georgia. I really hope this one passes, and I'm going to follow this, because if this does pass, I think it sets a good precedent for other states to follow. I mean, they can simply do the copy and paste that all of these blue states like to do with all their different bans. They look at California, they say, oh, California just banned this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to copy and paste that, do the same thing in our state. Well, I think that all of these other states that are more conservative could do exactly that with this Georgia bill, and see if they can get it passed. And the more states that do so, the better. So anyway, I wanted to let you guys know about that. You know, one of those good videos finally, you know, something that's pro-Constitution, which I think is fantastic. And again, I just think that people need to spread the word about this. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.